Sierra Space, a space startup spun off from its parent company Sierra Nevada Corporation, or SNC, is dedicated to developing in-space infrastructure, systems and vehicles. The company is known for its Dream Chaser vehicle, the world's only commercial space plane. Sierra Space works with major US government agencies on national security payloads and the Golden Dome project, while also partnering with small space startups for microgravity experiments aboard Dream Chaser. Additionally, it supports NASA's Artemis missions to the Moon and Mars. In this video, we'll cover their projects and partnerships to give you a 360-degree view of Sierra Space and how they fit into the growing in-space servicing sector and their role in the Artemis missions to the Moon and Mars. A previous video covered the Dream Chaser vehicle in detail, so here we only offer a summary. The space plane launches on top a rocket, such as a Vulcan Centaur, and lands on a conventional runway. By gliding through the atmosphere, it experiences only 1.5 G, making it ideal for returning sensitive cargo from orbit, like delicate crystals from biotech experiments that high G forces could destroy. NASA has contracted Sierra Space for 7 cargo missions to the International Space Station using Dream Chaser, with the first flight scheduled for the third quarter of 2025 aboard a Vulcan Centaur rocket. Now let's examine Sierra Space's inflatable technology, important for space stations and habitats on the Moon and Mars. Life Technology, inflatable habitats for space, the Moon and Mars. Sierra has been working on the inflatable habitat for some time now. Known as LIFE, which stands for Large Integrated Flexible Environment, it has been undergoing stress testing to ensure it can withstand atmospheric pressures and impacts from fast-moving orbital debris. First tests demonstrate that Sierra Space's inflatable structures exceed NASA's recommended guidelines in all applications and environments, making them suitable for commercial space stations and lunar habitats. NASA recommends a 4x factor of safety in both low Earth orbit and lunar settings. The Life 10 product offers 10 cubic meters internal volume, slightly more than the Apollo lunar module from the 1970s. It measures 2 meters in length and 3 meters in diameter once inflated. In space, the module's maximum internal pressure matches Earth's air pressure at 15.2 psi. The Life can withstand pressures 16 times that of Earth, ensuring high margins of safety. On the lunar surface, operational pressure will likely drop to around 10 psi, providing a safety factor of 23 times operational needs. With these margins, Sierra Space has concluded its test campaign for the Life 10 habitat. Beyond this mini habitat, Sierra Space develops a wide range of inflatable structures. For example, the Life 285 habitat expands to the size of a 3-story apartment building. Its largest module, the Life 5000, boasts an internal volume of 5,000 cubic meters, 5 times that of the International Space Station. Tom Weiss, the CEO of Sierra Space, states, "Our company is fully committed to developing the necessary technology to ensure there is no gap in LEO when the International Space Station is decommissioned. We are leading the industry in the development of revolutionary expandable structures that will bring to life the world's first end-to-end business and technology platform in low Earth orbit." Sean Bucklet, the VP of Destinations and In-Space Infrastructure at Sierra Space, adds, "Sierra Space's Life Habitat scalable architecture is designed for a broad spectrum of space applications. The Life 10 design, which started out as a scaled version of the Life 285, is now directly applicable for lunar surface infrastructure development. Whether it's supporting missions in low Earth orbit, deep space, or even on the Moon and on Mars, Life has so many practical applications." Unquote. Now, let's explore Sierra Space's role in harvesting local off-world resources to minimize the need for costly Earth resupply missions. Extracting oxygen from the lunar soil. Sierra announced the company has been working on a carbothermal oxygen production reactor, which recently completed thermal vacuum testing at NASA's Johnson Space Center. This achievement marks the first time an automated, standalone system has extracted oxygen from simulated lunar soil in a lunar-like environment. Once scaled up, this technology can produce oxygen in quantities that directly support NASA's Artemis program objectives, enabling a permanent, sustainable presence on the moon. Tom Weiss said about this technology, "Our company is focused on building the infrastructure necessary to enable continuous human presence on the lunar surface. This sustainable future begins with developing the core technology and systems that create oxygen in that environment, using local natural resources. By harnessing the natural resources found on the moon, we reduce our reliance on Earth-based supplies and open up new frontiers for space exploration and commercialization. With this technology, Sierra Space is poised to play a potential role in NASA's Artemis program and other initiatives aimed at establishing a permanent human presence on the lunar surface." Unquote. Oxygen serves not only as a vital component for life support, but also as a propellant for lunar vehicles, such as Blue Origin's Mark 1 and Mark 2 landers and SpaceX's Starship vehicle. Sourcing it on the moon eliminates the need to transport it from Earth, allowing landers to conduct multiple missions, which lowers costs and improves mission flexibility. Sierra Space engineers operated the oxygen extraction system for 2 weeks in the thermal vacuum chamber at Johnson Space Center, a duration matching a lunar day and exceeding the requirements for initial crewed missions, expected to last 6.5 days. Under simulated lunar temperatures and pressures, the system handled all lunar soil processing steps and executed the carbothermal reaction to extract oxygen from minerals in the lunar soil simulant. Extracting oxygen from local materials is a core piece of technology that is needed for living on other planets and moons. Sean Buckley said, "This latest testing validates that the technologies and techniques developed and employed in the Sierra Space oxygen extraction system would work on the lunar surface. These efforts confirmed that the hardware has advanced to Technology Readiness Level 6 or TRL-6, meaning it has the maturation to be incorporated into a flight mission to the moon as a technology demonstrator." Unquote. Now let's examine Sierra Space's partnership with DARPA. Sierra and DARPA's Luna 10 architecture. In December 2023, DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, announced a selection of 14 companies, including Sierra Space, to explore designs for lunar infrastructure. DARPA aims to examine integrated solutions, focusing not on isolated technologies, but on how systems interconnect to support a thriving lunar economy. Luna 10 seeks to study the rapid development of technology concepts and scalable systems that can work together and operate jointly to provide commercial services for future lunar users. DARPA clearly outlines its expectations. Luna 10 performers include companies both big and small, domestic and international, each of which brought a clear vision and technically rigorous plan for advancing quickly towards our goal, a self-sustaining, monetizable, commercially owned and operated lunar infrastructure. We're excited to get started and to share results with the lunar community at large." Unquote. For those interested in the results from Sierra Space and the other companies, a link in the description leads to a landing page featuring the study outcomes, with PDF links to each company's results. Okay, let's check out Sierra's relationship with NASA. Sierra and NASA's Artemis project. In May 2025, Sierra Space announced it has secured a NASA contract to study the application of its life technology on the moon. The contract aims to determine how Sierra Space's technology can support lunar surface logistics and mobility for missions to the moon and Mars. Sierra Space believes its technology can assist NASA in areas such as logistical carriers, transfers, staging, storage, tracking, and trash management. The company proposes using its Life Habitat technology as inflatable corridors linking various components of the base together. Life modules could form protected passageways between storage areas, greenhouse units, habitation areas, and other parts of a lunar base. Dr. Tom Marshburn, Chief Astronaut and Vice President of Human Factors Engineering at Sierra Space, said, "We believe our expandable soft goods space station technology can thrive in low Earth orbit for commercial uses and for deep space exploration with NASA. We've developed a versatile technology with our expandable habitation products that we feel supports NASA's Moon to Mars goals." Unquote. Now let's examine Sierra Space's partnerships with other companies that support the lunar economy. Sierra and Honda, powering a lunar economy. Honda is teaming up with Sierra Space to test their Circulative Renewable Energy System, or CRESS for short, designed to use water and sunlight to produce oxygen, hydrogen, and electricity for use on the moon. This technology could power lunar settlements by providing life support and fuel while recycling water in a closed-loop system from locally harvested resources. Honda's CRESS generates hydrogen and oxygen using sunlight and water extracted from lunar water ice. In a lunar base, oxygen supports breathable air and can be used to fill fuel cells for electricity production. The system's efficiency, lightweight design, and low maintenance makes it ideal for NASA's planned Artemis lunar settlements. JAXA, the Japanese space agency, is supporting this technology development from Honda. As a NASA partner in Artemis missions, JAXA provides services and hardware like a pressurized lunar rover in exchange for seats on future lunar flights. Honda has evolved their Earth-based technology that provides fuel cells for vehicles and hydrogen stations. For the moon, with its harsher environment and temperature extremes, the system needs to be more robust and resilient. The system is now smaller, requires minimal maintenance, and operates across temperatures from -170 degrees Celsius at night to 110 degrees Celsius during the day. It also functions in the moon's 1/6 gravity and withstands high radiation levels. Sierra Space will transport this technology to the International Space Station aboard its Dream Chaser vehicle for testing and validation. No launch date is scheduled yet, and it will not fly on the first mission later this year. Let's check out another piece of in-space technology Sierra Space is working on. AstroGarden. Sierra Space develops the next generation of hybrid life support systems to support long-duration missions. These systems supply crews with freshly grown vegetables to supplement pre-packaged options and offer alternative methods for water purification, carbon dioxide removal, and oxygen production. The company has worked on growing fresh food in space for some time. Its vegetable production system, known affectionately as Veggie, has operated on the International Space Station since 2014. The Veggie system employs programmable light sources to stimulate plant growth, passively deliver water to plants as required, and regulates temperature and carbon dioxide levels using the station's cabin air. Astronauts have grown nutritious foods such as romaine lettuce, mustard greens, and Chinese cabbage in low Earth orbit. Locally sourced food will make astronauts less dependent on fresh food deliveries from Earth. This aligns with Artemis goals for sustainable lunar returns by minimizing costs through living off the land. The psychological effects of plants and greenery should not be underestimated. Designs for lunar bases, as covered in previous videos, include green walls or greenhouses to enhance crew well-being. Here is an ex-post from astronaut Kjell Lindgren, enthusiastically posting about his cheeseburger with freshly grown romaine lettuce in 2015. Tending to plants relaxes crews, reduces stress, and reminds crew of home. Sierra Space states that every life habitat will have a garden, ensuring fresh produce features on the menu for crews. What are your thoughts on habitats on the Moon and Mars? Will humans be living in tin cans, or Sierra Space's inflatable habitats, or pressurized craters, or lava tubes? If Sierra Space succeeds in producing oxygen from lunar soil at scale, is that a game changer for multi-mission landers? Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this space video, consider buying me a coffee to help fund more episodes like this. The link is in the description. Space News Live is on Saturday evening or Sunday morning, depending where you watch from. The live stream is a great way for you to share your thoughts and opinions on the videos I posted this week or on any space topic in general. I highlight the most thought-provoking comments on videos I've received, along with late-breaking space news and previews of upcoming content. If you've got the time, please tune in and say hi. Be sure to like and subscribe so you'll see our upcoming videos. We make videos every week covering the space industry, with an emphasis on the smaller space startups that aren't covered so well on other channels. See you soon.